When we talk about the future, how do we make it crystal clear if we're making a solid promise or just, a wild guess? Well, it all comes down to a few powerful little words. Okay, let's dive right into this and figure out how to say exactly what you mean.
Seriously, think about the last time you made plans with someone. When you said what you were going to do, how certain were you? 100%? 50-50? It's a question we answer all the time, a lot of times without even realizing we're doing it.
And this is exactly where the confusion kicks in, right? We have all been there. This kind of fuzzy language leads to misunderstandings, missed meetups, you name it. The difference between might and will is absolutely huge.
So, to get this sorted out, let's stop thinking about these words as just boring grammar rules. Instead, let's start seeing them as points on a scale, a spectrum of certainty.
This is such a great way to picture it. Are you all the way up here at 100% sure? Or maybe you're almost there at about 90%. Or are you down in the 50% zone, basically just guessing? Every single time we talk about what's coming next, the words we pick place us somewhere on this scale.
Okay, so let's get into the specifics and see how this all works. We're going to break down which words, these modal verbs, fit into each level of certainty. And I promise, by the end of this, you'll be a pro at being precise.
First up, the absolute top of the scale, 100%. This is for when there is zero doubt in your mind. This isn't a hope, it's a promise. It is happening.
And the word for that level of rock-solid certainty is will. When you use will, you're signaling to everyone listening that you feel completely and totally sure about what's going to happen.
For instance, Kay will do well on the test. See? There's no hesitation in that statement. The person saying this has seen Kay's study, they know she's got this, and they're expressing total confidence. As far as they're concerned, it's already a done deal.
Okay, let's just take one little step down the spectrum. What about when you're almost positive, but you want to leave just a tiny bit of room for the unexpected? That's where we land at 90% sure.
For this spot, we use should or ought to. These words send a signal of a really strong expectation. You're not guessing, not at all. You have a very good reason to believe something's going to happen, but you're not making a 100% guarantee.
So, if we change that sentence to Kay should do well on the test, the meaning shifts just slightly. We're still super confident, right? She studied hard, all signs point to success. But hey, maybe the test will have a crazy surprise question. That little bit of what if is exactly what should is for.
And now, let's slide all the way down to the other end, 50% or even less. This is the zone of possibilities, of maybes, of pure speculation. You're basically flipping a coin here.
And for this, we've got a whole crew of words, may, might, and could. When you use any of these, you're pretty much telling your listener, hey, just so you know, this is only a possibility. Please don't hold me to it.
Yeah, just looking at some dark clouds and saying, we might get some snow tomorrow, is a perfect example of this. It's a guess. You're not a meteorologist making a firm prediction. You're just pointing out a possibility.
All right, you've seen the whole spectrum now, so let's put it to the test with a quick, real-world scenario. It is time for the roommate quiz.
So here's the setup. 3 roommates get asked the same question. What time are you going to be home tonight? Marco says I'll be home by 8, Linda says I should be here around 9, and Ned says I might be back by 10. Let's figure out what they really mean.
Okay, first question for you. Who is 100% sure they'll be home when they say they will?
Yep, it's Marco. Because I'll, as in I''ll, is just the short way of saying I will. He's using that 100% certainty word. He's making a firm commitment. Okay, next up. Who is almost sure? They have a clear plan, but they're leaving themselves a little bit of wiggle room.
You got it. That's Linda. By using should, she's signaling a super strong probability. Her plan is to be home around 9, and she fully expects that to happen.
And finally, who is pretty much just guessing. They're just throwing a possibility out there, landing right in that 50% or less zone. Exactly right. It's gotta be Ned. That word might puts him squarely in the guessing category. He has no firm plan. I wouldn't wait up for Ned. So, what's the big takeaway here? It's all about being clear. Look at these examples. Saying I might be there is pretty fuzzy if someone really needs to know if you're coming. But on the other hand, being clear about your uncertainty is also important. Saying something like it should be done, but it may take longer is perfectly clear language. It's not that some words are bad and others are good. It's all about choosing the word that perfectly matches how sure you really are.
So as we wrap this up, think about your own plans. What are you up to tomorrow? Will you do something? Should you do it? Or might you do it? Using the right word means everybody, including you, knows exactly where you stand.